Alrighty. We are back at it. We gotta look at... Let's see. There is a revision for this guy. Let's see what he's got to say. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, that's embarrassing. They said, please give me one more day to review. I'll get back to you soon. Well, probably shouldn't have put in for a revision already, because that's going to be awkward. But, alright. Let's see, let's see what else we can do then. Let's go ahead and make this guy, because we got to do something similar for a client anyway. So let's switch that out. We will clear the canvas, and instead, well, actually, yeah, what we'll do that. Then we'll make that a polymesh 3D. Alright. And then we'll switch this to a polysphere. Yeah. And we'll... yeah, make that. Just gonna decrease the polygons here. Yeah, something like that. That should be good. Alright, and we're just gonna move it around. Give it a good old... give ourselves a head shape. We're gonna basically be following the guy over here, but still put our own little twist on things. I'm gonna start off getting that chin. Push the chin back, or the jawline back a bit. Alright. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this and round it off. We want it to be there for whenever we get the neck in there. A little bit farther down, yeah. We'll bring this down. Kind of round this off a bit. And then squeeze that in. All right. You don't want any real sharp edges, but we don't want, you know, this is supposed to look really low poly, so we do want it to remain that way. Alright, now that we've gotten that, let's see if we can't... it's been a while since I've used the things on here. Where's the extrude option at? Extender? I think that's what it is. Maybe? Oh, no, we don't want that. That's a terrible idea. Now let's go back here. Deformer, maybe. No, that's the that's not what we're looking for. I'm pretty sure it's extender, but I can't remember how you select what you're trying to put on there. Oof, okay. Ooh. That's interesting. It's not really something I'm... This is not going well. I don't think extender is what we're looking for. It should be just extrude. I'm trying to remember. It's been so long since we've messed with anything to do with polymodeling and ZBrush. That is I have an idea. I think I still have my trial in Maya, and I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this, we're gonna export it, and we're gonna go with low poly head. There we go. So now what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna open up Maya instead and work from there. Ooh. Ugh. Well, that's embarrassing. Okay. There should be a vertex modeling tool. Maybe we come back to this one. I really wish I remembered exactly how to do all of this. It's been since basically it was introduced to even that I've even messed with this. Let's work on a little bit of the topology. Just kind of smooth it out a little bit at least. Let's see if we have any options in... Let's see... There's deformation. That's not what we want. There's nothing in there. Geometry HD. Let's see what we got. We have polygroups, which isn't exactly what we need either. Display properties. Gizmo 3D? No. Bend curve, bevel, crease, extender, offset, taper. Project primitive, no. Flatten. I mean, it's got to be the extender. There's nothing else available. But the extender's not doing exactly what we want it to do. We can't figure out. There's no area for it. Yeah, because we need an extrusion tool on here. I'm fairly certain there is one. Let's see if we can do it this way. Oh, this is getting really weird. This is insane. Okay. Well, it looks like I'm learning along with you today. Because I do not remember for the life of me how this works. And we're going to have to use ZBrush because our Maya trial has expired. Ugh. I could get Blender, but that would take a long time to download, and I'm not super familiar with Blender anyway. Now come on, ZBrush. I know you have the ability. Now let me know where that ability is. I mean, I know it's in here. I know it is. For a fact. But none of this makes any sense anymore. I don't know exactly. Except there's no way to select the polygons. I'm pretty sure ZBrush does it by vertices. But if there's no way to select the vertices, then I don't know exactly what they want to do here. Yeah, see, all that does is that highlights that, but it doesn't do anything. It does nothing. You can move the center around here, but that's not going to work either. I mean, we can just add a cylinder there, but that's not going to help our case, because then we're going to have to meld it in there, and ZBrush only knows how to do that high poly. So, where, oh where? There used to be, I feel like there used to be a lot more options here. Did they change in the 2020 update? Alright, let's go over these real quick. Bend arc, that's obviously not going to be what we want. Project primitive. Now, I don't know. Ah, yeah, that's right. That just adds that. Yeah. Which is cool, mind you. But it's not what we want. Ooh. Now, is there not a way to select what project primitive you have in there? Because that seems kind of dumb. Alright, well, you know what? What we're going to do instead... Let's see. Yeah. What we're going to do instead, we're going to actually look up some YouTube videos. How about that? Let's look up some YouTube tutorials on how to do this, because clearly, we aren't prepared. All right, let's go to, let's see, how to low poly model in ZBrush. No. No, low. I'm over here making all sorts of mistakes. Okay. High poly to low poly, that's not, okay. Creating low poly assets. Here we go. ZBrush modeler basics.
Now I'm going to take a quick sidetrack.
That was way loud.
From organics and ZBrush to go a little bit more box model-y. I used to hold off on ZModeler until much later in the course when we got into hard surface stuff, but what I found is people relied way too much on sculpting techniques and not enough on just box modeling creation techniques. And both are really useful, even for organic stuff. but especially for hard surface stuff, or even props or boots or pouches, all of these things are really useful or much faster created using box modeling techniques than trying to sculpt everything or using sculpting techniques to solve every problem in ZBrush. So we're going to go over some really quick ZModeler basics. We're going to get more in depth as the course goes on, but for now, just as an overview, what I like to do is I'll start out with, really you can start with any primitive. If you have the Polymesh 3D available, I like to use that because it's already a Polymesh 3D. If you turn on Polyframe here, you can see it's already a color. It's not like a primitive where it's white. It's just a green color. There's no initialize options like the other ones because, again, it is already a Polymesh 3D. So I can skip the part where...
For the record, I mean, you don't. There's a Make Polymesh 3D button right there. So, I mean, it's just an extra click. But I do prefer to start off with a primitive that actually has a shape to it, so that way I can get a good shape for the model. But I guess if you're using ZModeler, it doesn't actually matter because it switches the primitive anyway. So, but his point there, where you have to with the initialize options, you'll never use that. So there's no. I mean, that's just my opinion, though. I'm sure there's probably uses for it.
Where I make a primitive and then make Polymesh 3D. And why I start with this one is because what I usually do is go down to initialize and turn it into a Q cube.
Oh, that's fair.
We have a Q cube. We went over this a little bit earlier in some of the videos where you can like change the resolution, like say down to 1 and hit Q cube. If you leave it at 2, that's probably fine just as a shape to start out with. Like I mentioned before, on any of these sliders, you can just slide in a number or you can just tap.
I mean, you can also do that in the ZModeler options. So that's, you know, this is pretty... When was this released? Oh, 2018. That's why. Okay, that makes sense.
Type in a number.
That's fine.
Hit tab to go to the next one. Tab to go to the next one. Enter, and then you can hit Q cube, and now you'll get this, or you can hit Q sphere, Q grid, Q cylinder. Doesn't matter. Now, just like when you're sculpting, if you tap X, that'll go across X symmetry. It'll toggle activate symmetry on, so you can use ZModeler in symmetry. And just like in the earlier video where we were talking about 3D components, we have points, we have edges, and we have faces. So if we go to our ZModeler brush, I have that assigned to Alt-Q, but you can go to BZM. And now if you...
Okay, so they're using the ZModeler
you hover over
brush.
An edge, you're going to see you have edge selection, you have point selection, and you have
of course. And now I don't even need this video anymore. Now, now that I've freaking... Okay. So we're going to change one of these brushes here. Let's go ahead and start the music back up real quick. So we're going to change one of these... brushes here. Let's go with, we're not going to need the inflate tool, so we'll change one of that to the ZModeler brush. Here we go. Okay, that's fine. And we do not need, alright, so now let's mask off this area here. Ah, interesting. Okay, so masking has no place here. So how do you select? Ooh. Yeah, see, that's not gonna help us in any significant way. So we have to figure out where the how to select. Let's see, is it Control Shift? Nope. Okay. Let's see. Alt Shift. Nope. Alt Control Alt. That has done nothing. Okay. Oh, no, we don't want to do that. That's a terrible idea. Alright, maybe we do need to go back to the video again, just to figure out how to select everything and switch between tools. I feel like it really shouldn't be that difficult. I know there's a bunch of different... Yeah, they definitely changed this around since I last. Okay, let's go back to the video. Oh Lord. Never be too careful. We'll just watch. We'll watch some more. So we'll go back. I jumped the gun.
When I say selection, it's just hovering over there and it's telling it what component type options to bring up.
Which is
when
fair.
You hit the
Yes.
spacebar key. So if I hover over an edge, I hit the spacebar, you're going to see I have edge
There we
actions
go.
available.
And that's what we were
Hover
missing.
over face, I have polygon actions. If I hover over a point, we have point actions. So depending on what type of object you want to make, you're going to manipulate this object using those component options. For example, if I hover over this face, it's set to Q mesh of poly by default. If I tap spacebar, you're going to see Q mesh is the action that I want to take on that face. The target is
A single poly.
polygon. And then align 10 step, we'll get to this a little bit later. I'm going to go ahead and change that to align full step.
Okay.
And then if you let go of spacebar, now when we go here, we can Q mesh a poly out. And Q mesh is essentially extruding a face. It's a little bit fancier than that, but for now, you can just use this to extrude a face. Now because we have it set to, again, hover over face, spacebar, a single poly, it's just gonna, whatever face you're hovering over, it's just gonna Q mesh that poly out.
Correct, yeah.
Now the cool thing about Q mesh is you can take this polygon and drag down, and it'll get rid of that and close off those holes.
I actually didn't know that. That's interesting.
You can Q mesh these out.
That's
you can
actually
Q
pretty
mesh
useful.
things out of existence if you want. Or you can Q mesh things up the middle, and they'll be stuck together. So if you hold down Shift to smooth, you're going to see those are going to be stuck, and you can Q mesh two things next to each other. So if you hold down Shift,
I did know that.
It doesn't just extrude. If you hover over face, you can change it from Q mesh to extrude a single poly. You can pull this up, and it looks like they're stuck together. But if you hold down Shift, you're going to see
that's true.
objects, and this one doesn't really snap to anything. It just keeps going. But if you change it to Q mesh, single poly, that's going to stick to it. Now this is where that align full step comes into play. So with align full step selected, you're going to see it's going to snap straight up. However, if I change that to like align quarter step, it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4.
Interesting.
4.
That could be useful.
It goes back.
Okay.
You can get that. So we can also just slide right through. You're going to notice that in the front here, we have all of these are blue. These ones are like a pea green. These are a light green. These are red. These are the groups that are starting to be created. So when we Q mesh a poly, you're going to see it kind of creates its own poly grouping. If you start pulling out and then you tap Alt, it'll cycle through different poly groups. And where that comes in handy is if you go over here to our poly group menu, and this one you already know because we talked about it a little bit, you can do group by normals, and all of these harsh angles, these 90-degree angles will be
there you go. Yeah.
Angle is set to 45. Now the problem is, since this is a symmetrical object, but we have different poly groups on either side. We have purple and blue over here. So if we go to Q mesh, instead of a single poly, we're going to go to polygroup all. And then if we try to Q mesh this out, it will polygroup both on both sides because it has symmetry turned on. But if you turn X off and you do polygroup all, it's going to polygroup this side out because it's just polygrouping blue. And again, you can tap Alt, and that'll cycle through different polygroups as you're pulling. So if you wanted to polygroup this side and this side, what you can do is remember there was geometry, modify topology, mirror and weld. If you do that,
there we
this
go.
is right down the middle. If we turn on our floor plane, you see we're Z forward, Y up. So now we have symmetrical polygroups on both sides. So now if we go here, even with X symmetry turned off, we can Q mesh polygroup all, and we can Q mesh both of those polygroups out. Now, if I hover over this face and we do Q mesh polygroup island, that's only going to polygroup or Q mesh this one side because this whole polygroup section right here has nothing to do with this side over here. They're split by polygons that aren't purple. So this is an island, this is an island, this is an island, this is an island.
All right.
Now, as I'm pulling those groups out, you're seeing they're starting to turn into a bunch.
So the space bar. Space bar is what we were missing. Okay. We don't need to watch the whole 23-minute video. I said that last time, but of course, we all know how that went. But I think we are good. Okay, so now that we've gotten that whole situation, there we go. All right, so we're gonna go with island. See if that. Oh no, that's all one thing. So now single polygon, single poly, all polygons. Now we're okay. So it's set to Q mesh. Insert poly loops. That's a good one. We want it to extrude. No. Okay. QMesh. Polygroup. Here we go. Polygroup, and we want to polygroup by... Come on, Michael. You can find this. Poly order, 3 sides. He just said polygroup by normals. And that is what we're trying to do, because we want the ones that are facing it. You know what? Let's go ahead and QMesh and align full step. And that's fine. We'll just do it this way. So we'll do it there. All right. And we'll just... Yeah. That's fine. All right. So now that we have that, we're going to... Yeah, that's really all. I mean, that's really all we need. That's, I wanted to try to do it fancy, but hey, sometimes the quick and dirty way is the way that you wanna go. I really should get into creating things with the Z modeler tool, because I mean I used to really enjoy it back in the day, and actually now what we can do is space, and then we should be able to island. Yeah, and then that should... Oh, no, that's still not working. Okay. So it's not all. So polygroup. Target. So we want... Okay. Let's see what that is. Oh, okay. That's the flat island option. In front and polygroup. Okay, so that obviously doesn't work either. Polygroup island, that's what we want. Yeah, all right. Perfect. Now that we have that finally situated. All right, and we're gonna... Good. I don't think we need we don't need much more modeling. We do need a nose, and we are probably going to have to add a poly loop there. Yeah. We can flatten that later as well. Alright, so now what we're going to do is insert an edge loop. Alright. Bring these in. There we go. And we want this to kind of go up into the skull. Oh, we don't want the edge loops. Okay. We can go back to move here. Sometimes it's better to just move it with the move tool instead of going vertices by vertices. All right. All right, we're getting there. we don't want it to be exactly like that, because that's just dumb. Because that's not really exactly the way most people work. Also, the topology is not exactly what we want either. Alright, keep this out of perspective mode for now. Alright, so what we want to do is we want to kind of shape the, shape like where the features are going to be first. So we're gonna, the eyes are gonna be right here. They're gonna kind of arc around. All right. All right, and then we're gonna have the ears about the same. And we can do, yeah. Okay, the nose will go here, and we'll put it right about there. Cheekbones right here. All right. Not bad, not bad. Okay, now that we're back here, oh, go back to the Z modeler brush. There we go. Okay. Kind of move that out of the way. Okay, so we're gonna insert an edge loop here, and then we're going to round this area off. Put this inside a bit. And this is going to be the shelf that the eye, like right here, underneath the eye. Okay, and now we're going to take this, put this inside, and then we're going to, alright, so we'll space bar, we're going to do this by quarter step, and we will, oop, forgot we had it on Polygroup Island, single poly, here we go, and so now, we have that. Okay. All right, and I know it looks real weird now, but that's because we haven't shaped anything yet. So, we're going to shape this part into the music stop. That's dumb. Music, don't stop. There we go. Ooh. All right. Move this in. Move this bit in too. Ooh. times it's tough to grab those vertices. All right. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. We're getting there. Okay. Just want to get a decent nose shape. This. We can take this, move this out. Probably want this facing upwards a bit. All right. Let's go back in here. And now we're going to Q mesh. Oh, you know what? Actually, we're going to inset the polygon. Inset. Oop. Yeah, see, the problem is we want that all to be one singular object. So actually, we're going to add an edge loop here. We're going to indent this a little bit just so we have some eyebrow action going on. All right, smooth this area. So actually, we're going to take this and kind of smooth it out a little bit. All right. Bring it, round it off here. This a little more sharp. All right. Alright, so we're looking alright. There's not a whole lot. Let's see. I see what we can do. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna Q mesh this. So we're going to inset it just a little bit. Oh. So that's not going as planned. I don't know why that won't. Okay, actually, yeah, we'll do this align full step. Now that should not be happening, but hey. You know what? We can work with it, I suppose. That's fine. So we'll take... that. Now this should be... Oh, that's... That's real weird. I don't like that. Yeah, that's a whole mess. So let's go back to the drawing board here. First, we're actually going to mirror and weld just to make sure we're on the right track here. And now that we are on the right track, so let's, oop. There we go. Perfect. And then we will polygroup. Alright, so that's polygroup where the target is the... Do they have an option for selections? Topological? Oh. Oh, you know what? Let's see. Get rid of that. Okay, so instead of doing topological, we'll do one group ID. There we go. And then now, hopefully, yeah, perfect. All right, now we can do this. So we're gonna move this around now. Keep that shelf there. And we're going to go back in here. That we're going to inset. Where's that inset? Inset. And then we're gonna do island. That's a terrible... Not island, polygroup all, yeah. Okay. And then we're going to move it. And we're going to do polygroup all. Yeah. All right, good. Good. We'll go back to QMesh. Oop. Nope, we want that. Okay. So now... Yeah. Good. So now we can go ahead and move this around, make it a little less intense. This is looking pretty good, I'd say. Got a bit of a big nose, I'd say, maybe. So maybe we'll bring that up a bit. Yeah, it's not so bad now. Alright, and move this in. Alright, good. We are making progress. So we go back to the Z modeler tool, so now we're going to work on the lips. And all we need is 1, we need 2, that's for the bump there, then we'll need 3 for the middle, another bump, which actually we'll get rid of for now. And we will take these and kind of merge these all in. Good. I really dig this this song on here. I love how it just merges for you. It's so convenient. That looks a bit creepy. All right, just create that bump there. Alright, we're gonna bring this in more. Alright, and then kind of bring the polygons in to space it out a bit, make it look more natural. All right, so now we'll select. Ooh. Ooh. Well, that's just not making any sense there. All right, so cool. And now take this bit and this bit off. And we're gonna polygroup these. Oh wait, no, sorry. Okay, here we go. Single poly, polygroup all. There we go. Now we can go back in here. We can go to inset and polygroup all. Oh. Yeah, there we go. All right, now that we've done that, well, let's actually let's instead do that and then kind of bring these in a bit. And then we'll take the Q mesh. All right, bring this in. And then we'll take this and we'll kind of, yeah. Good, we'll smooth it out. Let's see how that looks. Okay. We'll merge these as well. And so now we can bring these down. After we shrink this a bit. All right. Oh, man. Being hunched over like that's never good. Okay. So now we can insert an edge loop here, and we're going to move these in. Yeah. That way it kind of creates that shelf there. Alright. And we have top lip almost done. Alright, now we can create that bottom lip. There we go. And then we're going to do the same thing we did before, where we merge these all together. Okay. Whoa. All right. Get you merged together. And we can bring you down. Alright, just merge all these real quick. That way we can... Oop. Whoa. Yeah, that's fine, actually. So we want this to be low poly. So we'll merge a few of these. And then we'll mirror this, because clearly we're getting some issues. So mirror and weld, perfect. And then now we can focus on doing this. All right, so all we're doing right now is shaping the model. We'll save the modeling for whenever we get to the lip and the ear. Like I said, this is all low poly, so it's not gonna be too crazy. Okay. All right, so now and then we're gonna shrink the eyes. Alright, moving this back, keeping this forward. Okay. Looking good, looking good. Let's move these eyes down more. Make the head a bit better proportioned. It looks like the forehead's pretty big. Just gonna do some adjustments. Alright. Moving this to kind of flatten the sides of the head a bit. And then flatten this. Kind of round it out. Alright. Thinning the neck. All right. All right, so looks a little weird when it's like that, to be honest. Maybe we will grab that area and we'll move it back up. Oh. All right. I see the issue. Okay, let's. Oop. We have to bring this section here in. Because this is overtaking a lot of the. Yeah. a lot of the model. His lips are just a bit too... I'm doing a whole bunch of half-finished sentences here. But that is just how it works whenever you're in the zone. I'm gonna make the lips a little fuller. Okay. All right, now bring this in. So let's see if we can't. Yeah, we'll add an extra edge. Well, maybe not. We'll add an extra. Ooh. Edge loop here. Yeah, so that way we can kind of round this area off. Take that Z modeler tool and merge these. Merge these together. All right. Whoa, don't want to do that. It's a terrible idea. Why would you even suggest that? All right. Just merging these together. What's up, Natural Born A-hole? How you doing? Oh, that's good to hear. I'm just making a, here, I'll show you. Just a basic low poly head. Let's actually move the, yeah, nothing crazy. Actually, what we're gonna have to do here is we're gonna have to add another edge loop there. So we're gonna do that. Ooh, I don't want to do that. That's a terrible idea. All right. Oh yeah? What kind of food you got? I might eat here soon too, actually. Potentially. We'll see how caught up I get in my modeling. Hey, that's the way to go, man. Cheap and effective. Honestly, I have like regular ramen, but cup of noodles is pretty. I mean, there's like a total difference. Like all the, you know, the little frozen vegetables they have, or the freeze dried vegetables they have in there, really makes a whole lot of a difference. So what you gonna be streaming later, man? Hey, that's the way to do it, man. And Fortnite, all right. Yeah, I've tried to play Fortnite a whole bunch. Never on stream, but I've tried to play Fortnite in the past. I don't know. I don't know if it was my internet at the time. It probably was, but every time I loaded up Fortnite, I was just chugging along. It was so laggy, it was completely unplayable. So I never got into the Fortnite craze. How do you like it? My roommates used to be super into it, but I could never get into it because my computer, or at the time, or my internet, I don't know which one it was, but they seemed to do just fine, so I'm assuming it was my computer. Yeah, I imagine since like I think now, you know, so many people are probably pretty great at the game. So I'm assuming the learning curve is pretty steep at this point. Let's see if we can't smooth this area out a little bit. Or actually, yeah, let's go back here. Ooh. That is not what we want. There we go. You know, COD's another game I never really got into, to be honest. I've always been more of a fantasy role-playing kind of guy. I'm definitely a lot more on the nerdy side when it comes to that kind of thing. I did used to play COD back in high school with some friends, but I never got into it as an adult. Our main thing was always loading it up and playing zombies. That was our jam. Oh, this is ZBrush. It's a 3D sculpting program, but they also have low poly modeling tools. Actually go to... Yeah, we don't need any of these right now, so we're gonna go and switch this out for inflate. Where you at? I didn't think we'd need inflate, but it's looking more and more likely. Yeah, there we go. All right. Yeah, it's called Pixelogic ZBrush. The Pixelogic's the company that makes it. They also make a another tool. Oh yeah, no problem. Alright, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna have to, well, I'm not actually sure if I should do this, but we're gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna take this piece here. I'm actually going to remove this bit. We're gonna take the Z-Modeler tool, polygroup all. There we go. Then, there we go. Now we can Q-mesh this, and we're going to align by a quarter of step. Oh. All right. Nice to see you back. We're gonna polygroup all. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, no problem, man. You playing on chess.com by chance? Rad. What's your score, if you don't mind me asking? Like your ranking. Oh, okay. Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah, I love chess. I play it a whole bunch. Well, that nose is... yeah, it's... Maybe one of these days I'll play it on stream. Yeah, maybe I will. I think it's a good idea. Okay, looks like this is, there we go. There we go. Just merging these guys together. Hey, that's cool. I'm good with that. I love playing chess. I used to, when I was in electronics back in high school. Woo. We used to, during our breaks, we used to play chess all the time. It's actually one of the things that, surprisingly, got me interested in 3D modeling to begin with. One of our chess pieces broke, and we had a 3D printer that only I knew how to use in the classroom. And what I ended up doing was modeling a new chess piece and using that. It was really cool. That was my first experience with 3D modeling. I think someone actually, yeah, I think. Oh, hey, no problem, man. Fucking everyone starts out somewhere. I feel like most people suck at chess until they start getting into it. Like once you get into the point where you're actually practicing strategies instead of just like figuring out the basics, then that's when you're starting to, you know, get well on your way. I suck too compared to a lot of the other guys. My score's pretty average, to be honest, but I still love playing it. I hover between the 1,000 to 1,100 range. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, the face. Now, this area is giving me some issues, but I think what I'll do is, let's select lasso instead. And let's do that. And then we can there we go. Let's polygroup this boy. All right. And now we will go back to inset, polygroup all. Ah! Every time. There we go. Yeah, we wanted to make sure that area was getting filled up a bit, because that was, well, I actually kind of made it a little tessellated. I'm not a mega fan of how that turned out, but maybe we can work with it and so we're just gonna be, and maybe we'll go back, we'll have to weld it. Yeah. I think this chin is really the thing that's bothering the most. That and obviously this area. This is gonna be a whole different story. Now let's see if we can't. Stitch it. Let's go to midpoint. Let's see. Ooh. Ah, that's right. Mirror again. All right, stitch these together. Yeah, perfect. And yeah, actually, that's a good idea. Okay. Should we do that? Yeah, it's probably a good idea. All right. Alright, so we'll start stitching together a lot of this. We don't want too much topology around. Oop. All right, that's actually looking pretty good. Now that we've done that, I actually should be able to just, well, yeah, it's not a great plan. All right, let's see what happens there. Nope, I don't like that. I do like that. All right. Yeah. All right, good, 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 good. Alright. Kind of fixes some stuff. Alright, now all we have to do is we're going to take this and we're going to endpoint. We're just going to do that. And we will delete. There we go. Oh, you won! Awesome. You know what? I hadn't even noticed, to be honest. I was in the zone. So no worries. I think we should be able, yeah, let's go ahead and polygroup all of these. Let's go to polygroup. There we go. Oop. I think, yeah, we're gonna have to control here. Yeah, all right. That sounds like the college life, to be honest. It's pretty much, that was pretty much the gist of my entire college career. Various soft drinks and freaking cup of noodles or ramen or what have you. Alright. Let me look at... Yeah, the freaking damn virus. Fucking up all kinds of stuff. No bueno. Let's see, I'm gonna look up a reference of a real chiseled face here. I actually have, I think I have some references. I have it on my other computer. So, let's say. Here we go. Yeah, that's good. We can work with that, I think. So yeah, we'll go. This will be out here. This will be cut into a bit. That looks special, I gotta say. All right. Are you taking online classes or anything? Alright. Kind of making the base here. Honestly, I think you're better off, because I took online classes my college operated in quarters because they were weird, but I took online classes 1 quarter and it fucked me up so bad for my overall GPA. I did not do well with online classes, that is for damn sure. All right, it's looking like the shape's getting a little better here. Before it was just a bit too strange. Now that we have good proportions, that's the beauty of reference. Boom, 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 boom. Alright. Alright, now the shape is something I'm actually a little happy with. Before, it was a lot of finagling and didn't actually enjoy the way it looked. But now we're getting some nice stuff going on. There we go. Yeah. Got a nice little bump there. And then all we gotta do now is get that ear. Well, actually, here, let me raise this up a bit. There we go. All right. Yeah, we got that lower lip into, well, from the front it doesn't look great, actually. The artistic process, everyone. Messing with stuff until it looks like crap, and then trying to bring it back to where it looks okay. Let's see if we can't. I wonder what happens if we. You gotta love it. It looks good from the profile. The problem is the. Well, front facing doesn't look terrible anymore. Let's see if we can't. There we go. Just had to ran that out. And still. No, I love those games. I love it when they're intense. Chess games, like when you have someone of like your skill level exactly, and it's really just a battle and waiting for somebody to mess up. Oh, those are my favorite. Better. Yeah. Hey! That's how it goes, man. That's the way the cookie crumbles. God, he keeps turning out like an alien. All right. Let's go back. Let's see if we have yeah. Yeah, the proportion's looking a lot better than before. Sometimes you just gotta go back to the way something looked before. Overthinking is a real big problem. Especially for artistes. Actually, you know what? I think we're gonna get rid of this. So we'll take that Z modeler tool. Oh, actually, we're gonna. All right. We're looking pretty good. Smooth that out so it shows the geometry there. All right. Gucci. I should make the nose just a tad larger. Yeah. Okay. So now what we need to do is right here at the eye line. So we want to take these down right here at the eye line and then right here at the nose line. So we're going to actually going to well, you know what? I mean, you can't change you can't change certain things about you. I mean, without like plastic surgery, but I think it's much better to learn to love yourself. Yeah, You may hate your height and your face, but yeah, I'd say that we're all our own worst critics, and I don't think I bet you're not nearly as bad as you think you are. Alright, so we're gonna take this. Good. Okay. Take that Z modeler tool. Hey man, I got bullied a whole shit ton when I was growing up, and honestly, people do it just to get their kicks. Like, there's nothing you can really do about them, but there's stuff that you can do about yourself. And all you gotta do is stop giving a shit what they feel like. Yeah, stop giving a shit what they think, you know? All that matters is yourself. And if you feel real insecure, then I would suggest trying to go to a therapist. A therapist is always a great tool. It's what helped me realize that I had OCD and what helped me figure out a way to fix it, you know? And it's something that I feel like everyone can benefit from, even if you're super, super healthy. Oh, I'm sorry, Natural Born. Oh, that's the way the cookie crumbles, man. You win some, you lose some. Now, if you're using chess.com, by the way, they have. I mean, I'm sure you probably know, but they have where you can analyze your games afterwards, and I would use that tool every single game and just figure out exactly where you went wrong, even if you think you know. 'Cause sometimes it can reveal some shit that you didn't think you did. All right, Natural Born, this is good hanging out with you. I'll see you next time you're available. And Chaitanaya from YouTube. We're in an army boys' school, so at night they. Oh. Well, in that case, find somebody of authority, and that's when you need to get them involved, because that's gone far more than just bullying at that point, you know. And even if someone won't listen, like one person won't listen to you, somebody else will. You just find somebody who will listen to you and get that taken care of, because that is not okay. Whoa, that didn't go so well. Oh, that's because I have it on delete edge. Okay, where you at? Insert single edge loop. Yeah, there we go. That's what we wanted. there's always at least one person. I mean, I'm sure, like, trying. I don't know. It's one of those things, you know. You got to figure out who you can trust in that aspect. But hey, and worst comes to worst, man, look up some tutorials and figure out how to defend yourself properly. You know. There's a lot of self-defense techniques that you can learn that can help you out. Because, yeah, that's a serious issue. But use that as a last resort. Definitely try first to find an authority figure who will listen to you. I know that sometimes that can be tough, but you're bound to find someone. And hey, get a hold of your parents if you can. Fucking if you know they'll listen to you. Get a hold of your parents and let them know what's going on. Have them pull you out of that place, man. Whatever you gotta do. There are always options. Verbal abuse is something you can handle, even though it's still not something that should need to be handled. You can fend against that pretty easily. Even if it does take a toll. But that's when, you know, the therapy comes in and all that stuff. But as far as physical abuse is concerned, that's when you need to find somebody who's gonna take care of it. Well, I mean, keep your outlook, keep trying to look on the bright side, and keep trying to get an authority figure involved, because that's going to be your saving grace for sure. You know, don't be afraid of being called a narc or whatever the fuck. Like, that's just a ticket that people who do shitty things use to discourage people from telling on them. That didn't go the way I planned it. There we go. All right. Alright, just folding in these ears here. We're not going to put any major detail on them. All right, getting close, getting close. Actually, I think that added loop is gonna help us a bunch. Kind of shape the nose a bit more. I really, really do not like this song. Yep. There we go. Ooh. There we go. All right. We are cooking. I think that is pretty much just about done. Maybe. Boom, 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 boom. Do, 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 do. All right. See if we can't. Yeah, we weld that together. Let's. Oh yeah, actually that works. That works better, I think. Yeah, here we go. Okay. All right, we're cooking. We're good. I think we're just about at the end stages. Yeah, we're gonna move that down here. And we're gonna move these to round that out just a bit more. Spread this geometry. Yeah, spread that geometry. Hell yeah. I'm definitely gonna have to get something to eat here in a second, because I am gonna die of hunger. Okay. Now let's move this up. Alright. The profile is kind of still a little iffy, I feel. Maybe. See if we can't push this in a bit more. And then move this up. Make it more of a sharper, more chiseled nose. All right. It's not bad. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I think that fixed it for sure. All right, now that we're good, we're going to polygroup all. All right. And that is our low poly head pretty much done. All right, what time is it? 12:38. We've been live for about 2 hours. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a break for about 2 more hours. Or no, not take a break for 2 hours. Take a break for a little bit to eat something. And then I will come back and stream for another 2 hours. I think that'll be fine. And what we'll do is, I think we'll play Among Us. Yeah. Among Us sounds good. I was thinking League of Legends, but nah. Maybe League of Legends isn't what I want to do today. Alright, first we're gonna mirror and weld. Okay. Then we're going to save this. Not as Poodle Doodle. This is low poly head. Oh. All right, and then first we're gonna take this. We're gonna use the not the decimation master. That's a terrible idea. All right, we're gonna export this to STL, and we're gonna go with a low poly head again. Oh, you know what? Actually, okay. So we'll do. Oh, wait. Accidentally added a slash. That's not what I wanted to do. I hit the slash instead of the shift button. Alright, so we exported as an STL. So actually, let's go export options. Now, what did he want? Okay. all, export to separate files, binary magics, ACII, SCII. What was the file type that he wanted again? Let me check it out. Okay. Step file. Okay, let me see. What is the step file extension? Okay, so he wants step file. What is it represented as? STP. STP, okay. So that's what it is. It's either STP or STIP or STEP or P21. Interesting. Okay, let's see if we can't. How to export step file from ZBrush. .stp. Let's do that. Okay, converting designs made in ZBrush to Fusion Solids. Designer and solid design I gave him is very organic. First of all, so we can continue working with ZBrush to sculpt organic shapes. Okay, looking forward to. Okay. A crablet. Okay. Should export that polymesh from ZBrush as a quad mesh in .obj. Okay. Let me see. I'm gonna go ahead and ask him if let's see. Let's ask him, is STL okay? All right. My program, yeah. So that's what I sent him, and so we're gonna save this as a regular thing. And so something else I wanted to try, so what we're gonna do is we're actually going to, yeah, we're at geometry, so. Alright, so he said both will work. Also... Alright, here's where we're going to go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we're going to go ahead and start Among Us. Feel free to stick around or, you know, hop around other streams if you'd like. But until then, I'll be right back.